So this is how the cosine function changes with the values of x. And once again, let's compute the 5 key points on the graph of the cosine function. So when the x is equal to 0, what is the cosine of 0? 1, right? Then what is the cosine of half pi? 0. Okay. Then what is the cosine of pi? Negative 1. Then what is the cosine of 3 pi over 2? 1 or 0? 0, right? 0. And then what is the cosine of 2 pi? 1 again, right? So now you can form the 5 ordered pairs: 0, 1, half pi, 0, and pi, negative 1, 3 pi over 2, 0, and 2 pi, 1. So now let's first draw these 5 key points. So this is the half pi, and this is the pi, 3 pi over 2, and 2 pi. So 0, 1 is here, and half pi 0 is here, and then pi negative 1 is here, and then 3 pi over 2, 0 here, and 2 pi 1 is here. So now first this cosine decreases from the 0 to pi, and the cosine increases from the pi to 2 pi. And from the 0 to 2 pi, this interval is also called the fundamental cycle of this cosine function. And cosine function, as the sine function, is also a periodic function. So you have the cosine of x plus 2 pi equal to cosine x for any x. So 2 pi is period. So for both sine and cosine, the period is equal to 2 pi. And you can get another cycle of the graph of the cosine function like this. Okay. So now you can compare the graph of cosine with the graph of sine. Let me draw the graph of sine here. So the sine is like this. And you can see, you can get the graph of the cosine by shifting the graph of sine to the left by half pi. Right? You see, you shift this black curve to the left by half pi, then this point moved to here, and this point moved to here, right? So they just coincide. So we can get the graph of the cosine by shifting the graph of sine to the left by half pi units. Now let's look at one example about graphing of a cosine function. So we sketch the graph of y equal to negative 2 times cosine x for x in this closed interval from negative 2 pi to 2 pi. And then find its amplitude. So let's first begin with the fundamental cycle of this cosine function. So in this fundamental cycle from 0 to 2 pi, then we compute the 5 key points. So x equals 0, then negative 2 times cosine x is equal to negative 2. And half pi, so this is equal to 0. And then pi, this is equal to 2, because cosine pi is equal to negative 1. 3 pi over 2, cosine 3 pi over 2 is equal to 0. And then 2 pi, so cosine 2 pi is equal to 1. So negative 2 times cosine 2 pi is equal to negative 2. Then we plot these 5 key points. So actually here, hold on. The first one is the 0, negative 2. So that should be here. Let me see. We have the negative 2. So a little bit lower. Yeah, negative 2. And then half pi 0. So it's about here. And then pi 2, so about here. So this is the pi, this is the half pi. So pi to here. And 3 pi over 2, 0, so 3 pi over 2 is here. And 2 pi negative 2, so 2 pi here, negative 2 here. Then you may use some curve, smooth curve, to connect these 5 key points. Okay, then we get the graph in this fundamental cycle. Then you can repeat this fundamental cycle for another cycle from the negative 2 pi to 0. Then you get the graph like this. Okay, so this is the graph of this y equal to negative 2 times cosine x.